Today I'm joined here with Constable Michael Hagel, and today we're going to be talking about ways that kids and young adults and even older adults can stay safe during the summer. So thank you for coming in and chatting with me about this subject. As it is summer and school's officially done with, you know, people will be seeing a lot more kids on the playground, riding their bikes and stuff. So what are some ways that kids themselves can keep themselves safe while playing on the playground, in the fields, riding their bikes?
First and foremost, helmets. Helmets the most important safety feature we have on bicycles. It's like putting a seatbelt on when you get into a car. Put that helmet on your head. That's my biggest safety tip for children right now when they ride their bicycles.
And what should drivers kind of be aware of when they're, you know, driving past those neighborhoods, or even, you know, a kid rides their bike coming out of nowhere? What should they, you know, always have in the back of their head?
Make sure you're watching those playground zones. Maintain that 30-kilometer-an-hour speed limit. Take an extra 2 seconds to that stop sign. Look left, look right, look left again. Make sure there's no cars coming, because kids, as we all know, are fast on those bicycles and they're not watching for cars. So it's important that as adults driving cars, we're watching out for those children.
And since, you know, the nights are kind of more bright, closer, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, it's still pretty light out, and so there'll still be kids outside playing. And if they're not super visible once it gets dark, what should they be aware of, as well as other drivers? Well,
if you decide to ride your bike at night, wear reflective clothing of some sort. Constable Kersinger and I, when we ride our bikes at night, we have our big bright green jackets. They stand out very well. I'm not telling people to wear jackets like that, but wear something that's reflective so you can be seen when you're riding your bicycle. And again, same rules apply for cars. Slow down a little bit. It's not a race. Your destination will be there when you get there. Just take those extra couple seconds and look at stop signs.
And summer is also a big time for barbecues and parties, and, you know, people are like obviously enjoying themselves and having a good time at those. What should they, you know, always be cautious about when going home or at, you know, staying at a party?
We're at that summertime, the barbecue season's upon us, right? Everyone likes having a couple of cold beers before they go home or at the barbecue. If you do decide to have a couple of drinks, make sure you plan a safe ride home. There's lots of cab companies in town. You can walk, you can ride your bicycle. Just don't drive. Make that smart decision.
And I guess, what are the consequences for those who do decide to get behind the wheel while they've had a few drinks?
Well, it's a criminal offense. Cannabis and alcohol carry the same kind of penalties. If you are caught driving, it's going to be at least a 1-year license suspension, plus your court fees, plus a fine.
And speaking of marijuana, it is one of the first summers where marijuana has been legalized. What should people be aware of, you know, because they can smoke recreationally outside in public? What should they be aware of, especially in like maybe even around kids or at parties?
It's important that cannabis usage is the same as cigarettes. You can't smoke cigarettes or cannabis inside any kind of public parks. Nothing in Bud Miller, nothing at the playgrounds. Make sure you are being a little cognizant of where you're smoking your cannabis as well, because it does smell, and some kids don't want to be exposed to that.
Yeah, and so I guess with cannabis and alcohol and stuff like that, if someone is have put themselves in a situation that could get them hurt or others hurt, what would you recommend the best course of action to maybe even avoid doing that?
Just make that smart decision.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to tell people not to smoke cannabis, we're not to drink, but make that right decision. Use your head a little bit. Make that right call. You know what? I smoked a little bit of cannabis today. I probably shouldn't be driving my car. I'll leave my keys at home, or I'll get a designated driver to drive me home.
Well, perfect. Well, quickly, before we wrap up, if anyone has any concerns or questions just about if they've seen something that may be a little bit concerning, or they have anything to talk about, how can they get a hold of you?
We'd always recommend calling the detachment right away, 780-808-8400. Report impaired drivers. Let us know where they are. Let us know what kind of vehicle they're driving, what direction they're going. It's the best way we can catch them.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and all these tips will definitely help people stay safe this summer, because you know, we all want to enjoy our summer vacation safely.
For sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.